So far, on personality alone, Felicia is my favorite, with possibly Yui second. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with another episode of Not That, it's Madoka Magica. We are back with Magia record, which, in my note-taking, I almost got confused because in the credits of the show, it says Magia Quartet, which I think is, the production that makes it. Because I was almost about to make a note about how I think there's only going to be 4 main characters in the group, as per my thought process that today should be the episode where Felicia joins the opening, at the very end of the opening when they're all going to that building, the same way that Yui did. And then that would be the 4 characters. Then I remembered, that's not the name of the show. The name of this show is Magia Record. Magia Quartet doesn't refer to that, I don't think. I mean, it could be right, and incidentally. Anyway, we do come back with a board and notes, and as always, we start with the board. And starting with the board means also that we have a board changelog, where I have added Suki. Sorry, didn't practice the name ahead of time. Suki and Tsukasa, and connected them together with a blue line, and connected them to Mafuyu with a green line. I connected Felicia to Sakura with a green line. I connected Sakura to the Amane twins with a white line. I changed the white line connecting Felicia to Yui to green. And I connected Felicia to Oroa and Yachio with a green line. So, those are the changes from last episode, character relationship-wise. As for the notes, well, back to evil predatory Kyobi, I guess. Or more so, since this takes place in the timeline before Madoka gets rid of witches, welcome back, old evil predatory Kyobi. There were some people in comments that disagreed with me about Kyobi being evil. Que sera, I guess. I don't know why I'm on this new kick about the city appearing completely destroyed in some shots and just normal in others, but it gives me a School Live vibe to it, making me think something bigger is going on related to it specifically. Then, rewatching the intro again, I noticed Aroa was sitting on Yui's side of the room, and the idea popped into my head. What if Yui isn't the one missing? What if Aroa is missing and doesn't realize it? What if Kamihama is like Limbo or something, and none of these people realize that they're dead? A Kami is like a god, right? And Hama is essentially a beach, so God's beach? I don't know. Beyond not really having any evidence yet, the only other thing throwing me for that idea is that one note we saw before about wanting to be the person to destroy Kamihama. That was either episode 1 or 2, where we see the street with like signs that have like wishes on them or something. So the city has a cistern, the word I was trying to remember last episode, that the mystery organization uses to gather in. I suppose the fact that they use witches explains why the water seems to float upwards here. Elements of a labyrinth or something. I guess them calling themselves the Collective was just an organizational term, since said organization seems to be called the Wings of the Magus, with ranks thus far named after colors of feathers. White feathers so far being used by the Amane sisters, and the girls in black cloaks being black feathers. Apparently, they are also 3 Magius, as the leaders of the group. Just gathering information. In the English dub, they specifically use the word cumulative, meaning that what I assumed to be true was fairly well confirmed. If you drink the Lucky Owl water once and quit, 24 bad things will happen. 2 days later, and quit, 48 bad things will happen, etc., etc. I suppose the assumption is that a few bad things could just make your life suck for a while, but eventually too many bad things happening constantly might be unsurvivable. Grief seeds are obsolete in Kamihama. Well, that explains the glowing soul gems and the hollified magical girls, though not how or why that is happening. I suppose equally important would be, what are the side effects of that happening? Is that how the rumors are made? Instead of a magical girl becoming a witch, her her grief separates from her and becomes its own entity? Maybe that's what the baby Hubie is here for. Its own experiment in creating energy. Not sure why witches would be flocking to Kamihama, though, unless there is some sort of Pied Piper effect emanating from the place. You know, after watching the episode's fight, the thing that struck me is that the Amane twins were fighting girls that hadn't drunk the lucky water. So it seems really odd how easily they lost, considering that they should have been drinking the water themselves and thus had all this built up luck without without that. Sorry, I don't know why this is like brain rotting my head. They had all this built up luck making things go their way, and it didn't seem to. I would have understood if they were fighting Felicia or Aroa, then it'd be lucky water counter versus lucky water counter. But in this situation, things should have gone entirely their way. So I think I thought that Mifuyu was one of the Magi during the reaction, but she says she's actually one of the wings of the Magius, making me believe that she's like the twins. Also, how did she know that they looked for her at the Seance Shrine? Maybe my memory is faulty, but didn't they defeat that rumor too? It would make sense that she might know what happened there if the rumor persisted. It could just tell her itself. Being dead at all, it couldn't. Maybe I'm just misremembering, though. My last note here. So, yeah, when Mafuyu turns away, the hair colors of the black feathers around her become clear for some reason. The two flanking her are blonde and pink. I said it during the reaction, and I'll say it again now. Seems fairly obvious to me that the pink-haired girl should be Yui, implying that this is where she went. That doesn't answer the missing memory thing, unless, as the first episodes were propositioning, that was the wish. So, yeah. Looking forwards, I anticipate that we're going to get more of the Wings of the Magius, and that's where we're going to go with the Yui lead stuff. Although maybe not this episode, because if I had to guess, based on normal narrative plot devices, I would anticipate in this episode we're going to get more girls together. Because, we went pretty hard on the Felicia thing last time, to her breakdown and crying in front of that place. And it feels like we need an upswing before we, cut everyone's feet out from underneath them again. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating. So that said, nothing really left to do here but to hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, that's right. She brought all of her stuff. I guess she's inhabiting Mafuyu's room, too. Tri-sail. It's the opening theme. Oh. I was confused for a second. Because what I thought was going to happen was that something was going to happen in the room, and then this would be playing, and we wouldn't get an opening sequence, we would just get whatever's happening in the room. But then as nothing happened... So I'm also just realizing that the bunny rabbit in one of the windows kind of looked like a labyrinth version of the rabbit she's sleeping with. As nothing was happening, I was just thinking it's going to be really weird if we just transition from the song to the song, you know? Thankfully, at the very least, they kept it as one. They didn't finish playing that song and then play the other one. I guess that also just implies that the song is diegetic. It's not only the theme song for the show, it exists in-universe. Come on, show us Felicia. Oh, the background changed too. This is Yachio's house. Okay. I guess implying that... I got confused there. I was like, somebody talking to me? I guess implying that every element of the opening could change. Okay, I was going to guess that the radio station might have been a rumor. Also, what was that tower? If that was Yui, by the way, as one of the black feathers, then she would recognize that Aroa is here, at the very least.
忘れてしまった夢の果て消えてしまった足取りを探して私は
I wonder if we're ever going to go back to that one girl from the first episode who just went missing here to Kamehame too. Not Yui, the train girl.
はじめまして玉木いろはです
Oh, Felicia. Didn't recognize her with the hair down and no helmet. Those look like familiar uniforms. I was seeing everybody outside of their normal friend groups is also very confusing. Then I have to remember them specifically rather than the group.
すみません今日はちょっと約束があってあそうなんだじゃあまた別の日にね
I guess it was also pretty useless for me to put the teacher from the previous school on the board now. Oh, come on, why didn't you translate that? Oh, Kade. Kade was her name, right? The one I was talking about, Train Girl. Is that her? Going the other way on the... Now, did Kade write your name on the stairs? Although we defeated the stairs, didn't we?
ちょっと何してんのよレナさんまったく
These buildings just love to pile shit on the roofs.
レナちゃん
Two buildings now we've seen covered in shirts.
楓ちゃんも楓はレナにも返信ないし電話も出て
Okay, I'm clearly thinking of the wrong person.
学校来ても授業が終わるとすぐ帰っちゃうしそうだったんだ魔女に何かされたってことは
Kuro. That's who I was thinking of. Kuro.
負けてるだけでしょどうせレナが何か言っちゃったのよ 妹さんの行方は分かったの？
Kade was the redhead at the very end of
全然なんです。
all of our
でも
individual
神
flashes.
浜で噂絡みの事件に巻き込まれてるんじゃないかと思うんです。それで神浜の噂を調べてて、レナちゃんは何か知らない？最近神浜で流行ってる噂とか。レナは友達いないから。ごめん。けどちょっとは知ってるわよ。透明人間の噂って知ってる？透明人間？うん。
Yeah, member of My Hero Academia.
存在感が薄いってだけの子だったんだけど、話しかけられても曖昧に笑ってるだけだから、だんだんみんなその子に話しかけないようになってきちゃって、そしたらその子
Oh,
が
Bunny Girl Senpai.
透き通って本当の透明人間になっちゃったって話。そこにいても誰にも気づかれない、誰にも話しかけられない、空気みたいな透明な存在。あとは噂って言えるのかわかんないけど、一人ぼっちの最果てとか。一人ぼっちの最果て？噂とか都市伝説のことをネットで調べてると、そういう書き込みに出くわすことが。
I mean, you could just Yachio's book, right? You live with Yachio now. She's got a book full of
どう
rumors.
いう意味なんですか？レナにもわかんないわよ。ただそういう書き込みがあるってだけ。前後の脈絡もゼロ。けど
So everyone knows the name Endless Rumor, but nobody knows what it is. Although it seemed to imply that the person saying it's not something you should check out knows something about it.
すみません、間違えました。
They say, what do you mean, wrong door?
イロハじゃん。そういえば傭兵の代わりにバイト始めたって。ここで働いたらタダで飯食わせてくれるっていう。
Very expositionary line, that one.
ああ、食べに来たわけじゃなくて、お弁当箱を返し。飲食店に来たらなんか食ってけよ。お腹空いてないんだ。たったいまー。お、いろはちゃん。つるのちゃん。お、フェリシア。またオラオラ接客したんでしょう。してねえし。お弁当ありがとう。
So far, on personality alone, Felicia is my favorite,
楽しみにしててね。
with possibly Yui second.
お弁当は前の日の残り物とかで作るから気にしないで。そう？あ、それじゃあ4000年定食食べてく？今なら三日月総割引しとくよ。
That's about, what, $4, right? So I know usually when converting yen to dollars, the shorthand is just like remove a couple of
それ
zeros.
にしても初日から噂の情報をつかむなんてなかなかやるね、いろはちゃん。レナさんがたまたま知ってただけです。透明人間の噂か。
Which actually I'm surprised
私も
about.
常連さんから聞いた噂があるよ。
I was thinking about it. I thought the yen was doing pretty damn good, actually.
電波少女の噂。
Maybe I'm thinking of like past yen stuff.
中央区にね、高い
The tower from the phone.
テレビやラジオの電波を発信してるんだけど、その電波塔の下でスマホを耳に当てると女の子の声が聞こえるんだって。声？その声
I
は
mean,
何て
she
言って
heard
るん
it
です
from
か？
phone.
泣い
from
てるんだって。
home.
助けて、ここから出してって。どこかに閉じ込められてるのかな？
Could be a witch stuck in a labyrinth. Although the one we heard was laughing.
ただいま。ようやく君の前にも現れたか、マギウスの翼が。やっぱり知っていたのね。あれには前から手を焼いていたんだ。恥ずべきことだ。
Coordinator? Who are we talking to?
ずいぶん連れて行かれてしまったよ。ミフユがマギウスの翼にいるのは知ってるの？彼女が？切るわね。また連絡するから。
Say this better be a shared space.
遅かったのね。万々歳に寄っていて。
Because if you just walked into her room, then that's pretty damn rude. Eavesdropping on a phone call.
そういえば、レナさんとつるのちゃんから噂の情報を聞いてきたんです。 どんな噂？迷惑メールでした。最近本当に迷惑メールばっかりで、メールの内容
Maybe the radio person is trapped in your phone.
分かってはいると思うけど、迷惑メールには絶対に返信しちゃダメよ。わかりました。うっかり返事しないようにしますね。
Also, spam doesn't usually tell you, just delete me. Spam tries to convince you to do
つまり
things.
この地球上で私たちの親友に出会える確率は 0.0000004%。難しすぎるよ。とにかく私たち4人揃ってここで出会えたことは何度思考を繰り返しても再現できないような途方もない確率の奇跡だってこと。
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the world.
数字で奇跡を語るのは薄い。
I mean, these two were fighting last flashback memory dream. Again, my thing, though, is that how does Aroa have these? Because more than that, she wasn't even there, unless she's going to turn out to be one of those girls. Which I don't think she can. Because she found evidence that both of them still exist. Recording? Or ghost? I guess, or rumor. I guess my thing, though, is that rumors and witches seem to have an inability to talk in a normal fashion. So I wouldn't think one could be a radio DJ.
美月フェリシアさんって玉木さんのお友達？今中央区の警察署に保護されてるんですって。玉木さんを呼んでほしいって言ってるらしいんだけど、何かの間違いかと思ったんだけど。
すぐ向かいます。
What did Felicia get up to?
縄張りとか言ってたけど、悪い仲間とつるむのは感心しないよ。
はい。
The robots also do kind of look like those rumor guys that were going around.
なあ。
That might answer my question about what the people see the rumors as.
イロハ。聞かねえの。なんで喧嘩したんだとか。フェリシアちゃんはまだ傭兵やってるの？やってない。今はバンバン剤があるし。じゃあきっと揉めることもだんだん少なくなっていくと思う。あいつらムカつくんだ。八千代のこと得体が知れないだとか。
I feel like Bonbonzai was a name I heard a lot in Gosensu-sama.
私と八千代さんをかばってくれたの？はあ？なわけねえだろ。ムカついたから殴っただけ。なあ、寄ってこい。
See, now she has friends that she wants to protect.
近くにあんの？電波塔。
I think the cemetery may be overpacked. Just opinion.
高いだろう。
Didn't they say it was supposed to be? Yeah.
俺も
Problem is the rumor doesn't follow.
違くない？
It's supposed to be at a certain point at
ここから出してって
nighttime,
泣いてるんだっ
right?
て鶴乃ちゃんは言ってたけど、今聞こえた声は笑ってた。ほんとほんと、昨日先生に呼び出されてたし、札付きの不良って話じゃん。ちょっと無責任なこと言わない方がいいよ。
I mean, this rings like the show Bad Girl, which is currently airing now while I'm watching this. where it's literally
こうなっちゃうのかな。
the nicest girl ever trying to pretend to be a bad girl. Calling Aroa a delinquent is so weird.
調べてあげたわよ。一人ぼっちの最果てのこと。ほら、このページ。わかる？書き込みが消えてるの。前の書き込みが消されてるから、この書き込みだけじゃ意味がわからなかったのよ。
Oh, I hate boards that operate that way.
何が書いてあったのかな。ログをたどったら出てきたわ。
I mean, the responses that have links to the previous post, you can just follow your way back instead of being able to search the whole thing.
これだけ手がかりとも言えない手がかりだけど、一応教えといてあげる。すごく嬉しい。ありがとう、レナちゃん。また迷惑メール。切っときなさいよ。最近たくさん届くの。
I mean, I literally told you to delete it.
何
Yeah.
よこれ。監禁？
Please erase me and please help me.
魔法少女？なんであんたが魔法少女だってバレてんのよ。泣いてるんだって。助けて。ここから出して。
Save the girl I have captured. That's a whole different context. How are you ignoring that the whole time?
メッセージをお願いします。
やちおさん、私もう一度中央区の電波塔に行ってみます。
I mean, I very much think that either she's going through two different rumors at once, or they're both connected. Because in school, she's going through an endless solitude. It looks like she's being ostracized and pushed away. Is that the seance thing?
あの子、マギウスの翼。
They gotta ruin these twins' lives. They keep getting managed to a different rumor, and then you to fuck up that rumor too.
ご用の方は発信音の後にメッセージをお願いします。
Clearly, Yachio is off dealing with whatever she was on the phone with before. Oh, is she gonna follow the twin, and the twin's gonna go to wherever Yachio is? And then Aroa's gonna just, like, barge in on that.
屋上。
Well, you've given yourself a workout. Now there's a key turn.
来たのはあなただった。
See that with all the wings.
姿を見られた以上、ただで返すわけにはいかないでございます。
Summon a witch. Yep, Stacy. So crazy we're still giving them names, even though
あ
the
なたたちなんですか？
no context for any of it.
とは何のことでございますか？誰かを監禁してるって。監禁？双葉サナのことでございますか？双葉サナ。
Sana Futabara. It's weird because she seemed empathetic, but then also attacked.
どうして噂を守ることが魔法少女の解放になるんですか？
Oh, mommy,
玉木さん、
mammy.
邪魔が入ったでございます。ああ、逃げる気？
It would be nice to see our two old school characters interact with one another. Then we can tell what their interaction level is to know if they've met yet or not. And then how that ties in together with the original story. I suppose this could be happening before the main story. Mammy's still a solo operator and the other one's still from somewhere else.
確かに符合しすぎてるわね。八千代さん、このメール返信してみていいですか？そうね、いいわ。今なら何かあっても対応できるでしょうし。
I mean, she technically called you the other day. No, there you go. I was right. They are connected. Not the way I said, but they are connected. See, I don't know if the element is that the titles of the episode are to be heeded, or if they're just something that is said during the episode, right? The impetus here is that Aroa was told, you really shouldn't respond to spam by Rena, right? And that's what the episode's called. You really shouldn't respond. But is, again, that not also the impetus that maybe responding to it is going to cause some sort of worse situation? And in that, it's not just Rena saying you shouldn't respond to spam. It's actually the show. Say if the title cards were the narrator, I don't know, I'm air quoting narrator, they were the narrator, then that's the narrator telling you, you really shouldn't respond. Damn it, sorry. I'm just... The film text going by. Every time I go to take my notes, I forget to read the lines. Because I told you before, like, the second episode, that I saw text on one of them, and I wrote it down, and I said it. And then, like, after that, I realized there's more text going by, and I just keep forgetting to check it out. I'm guessing that these are people drawing themselves or their own original characters as magical girls, and that they aren't implicitly characters in the show. Because there's just been too many of them with too wide a variety. I think this has to be fan done, right? Although I wonder how they would get that for the first... No, because the first show, those were characters being drawn a specific way, so it's still fan art. I just always wondered, it enters into my head how people know to send this stuff in, to get it into stuff like this. Like back in the day when Mega Man had fan competitions, to send in your Mega Man villain to get it into the game, sort of thing. I guess you just gotta be real deep into the industry and stuff to know that that's happening. Like, hey, they're gonna be making a Madoka Magica spin-off thing based on the game. Send in your artwork and they'll feature it at the end of the episode, kind of like they did in Madoka Magica. I barely know stuff is coming out like a week before it's already come out. Even though I do this all the time, I'm just not that deep into it. Anyway, this has just been a ramble. I don't know why I'm even talking about this. Someone's going to correct me on the actual thing, and I'm afraid to tell you now, I don't actually care. My mind went off on a tangent. So it wasn't exactly what I said. I thought it'd be about the girls getting together. Technically, it's a bit of that with her getting in with Rena, which was the most distant before. I mean, something's up with Kade, unless it's Kade who is the one who's captured and trying to get help. And, Felicia moving on with her life, essentially. Getting a job, stop being a mercenary. Getting into a fight to defend Yachio and Aroa. Though I guess I don't know a fight with who, given the fact that she got arrested. I think that needs to be covered. If it did get covered, I apologize. It's probably something I was talking over. People will be quick to point out that I talked over way too much of stuff, I assume. But I'm hoping that if you're this deep into a watch through with me, you recognize the fact that I rewatch these between the week and take my notes. So even if I miss something now, give me a week. And if I missed it still after that, that's when you should be pointing it out to me. Problem I typically get with the shows I react to on the channel is that people try to jump into the comments to point out things that I missed before giving me the chance to see them for myself, right? This is a 2-chance channel. You gotta give me 2 chances. One last thing. Has nothing to do with anything else, but since I'm talking about comments, before I wrap up here, it's hilarious to me how many people in the comment section don't check other people's comments. Me and Lessons recently did a reaction to the 30th anniversary Gundam Wing video, and we say some things in the reaction where we didn't understand, and then like 5 minutes later, at the end, when we're just talking about in post-discussion, we read a thing out loud that says everything, right? And every response in that video is everyone saying the same thing. Clearly people who didn't watch the non-reaction segment. I mean, that's the format that we're in. You gotta get through this part, me talking about shit that doesn't matter to the show, to also understand what I do know about the show. So, I apologize that's frustrating for most, but to be fair, the people I'm apologizing to are the only ones still listening. Everyone else stopped 10 minutes ago when I stopped watching the show. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode. It was a good episode. I enjoyed the character interaction. I enjoy the weird, how would you phrase this? I enjoy the weird off-putting elements of the mundane parts of life as it juxtaposes the magical girl element. Because the magical girl element makes everything kind of seem weird. But then when you have that what's going on here moment with just ordinary life, it's a good contrast and compare. So yeah, that said, once again, I've been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?